because suddenly this is a distraction. You might be a little bit of a swayer and the turning drill feels quite good. So a visual, it sounds a bit harsh. Think of a rusty nail right here. A rusty nail on the edge of your hip, and you're thinking, right, I can't sway and hit that. It just reinforces that extra bit of pressure. Now you've got the club for making the move you want. Doing it slow motion, you appreciate the little things that fall into place. Hi everyone, Murdoch here, hope you're well. Now in this video, I want to go over that slow motion swing that I spoke about last season. Now the slow motion swing is very useful for you to link it together with a club from the practice drills you were doing. So the two classic drills I like, my favorites, are the turn drill and plumb bob drill. So most of you are familiar with that are regulars to my channel. So once you introduce the first distraction, the golf club, remember the ball's the second distraction, we don't need that yet, but I want you to address it with the club. Now, when you first introduce the club, you've got to be aware of the feeling that the drill gave you. You did it while warming up to get used to the body, get you capable and understanding your limitations. So now you're introducing the club. You have an awareness of your body's ability to make that move. So that's in your mind. You're addressing the ball in the correct spot, and we're going to do a slow motion swing. So that means there are a couple of checkpoints you want to be aware of. So as you set up, now you're starting to soften up. You're thinking of turning. Now a good way to help the turn, because suddenly this is a distraction. You might be a little bit of a swayer and the turning drill feels quite good. So a visual, it sounds a bit harsh. Think of a rusty nail right here. A rusty nail on the edge of your hip, and you're thinking, right, I can't sway and hit that. It just reinforces that extra bit of pressure. Now you've got the club for making the move you want. So I'm thinking rusty nail, or if you laterally move your head. I don't like thinking ahead personally, because I think if you think of rotation, there's a little bit of movement in the head, but it kind of fixes it. Thinking of a still head is very static, and I don't think that's a good feeling to have or a good thought for the swing. I'd rather you think of turning from a good setup. So right hip is my favorite. There's the right hip, there's the rusty nail. I'm thinking of a rusty nail right there. A slow motion swing, trying to get my position of right chest. There I am. I can feel my load on the instep of the right foot, inside of, and pressure on the right knee as I turn my hip, as I feel I sit into that hip. So here we go again. You can notice now how your arms will follow a good path. Left shoulder down. That's another favorite for a lot of people to improve backswing positions and striking, is that feeling of left shoulder down. So like I said, you feel it all with no club. Get yourself excited about your range of motion. You can play today. You embrace the difficulties, the discomforts from no club drills. Now we've got the club, we're doing a slow motion one, thinking of that rusty nail. Here we go, back we go. There we are, right chest. It kind of fixes that fluff of worrying about the hands and setting the club and so on. The small things that I don't think you should worry about. This kind of puts it into a, it's happening for you when you think of this movement. So rusty nail, here we are, up we go. See, the head is steady, I've turned. Now the downswing. I'm now thinking of that plumb bob wall, all right? So staying behind the wall. Keep it simple, summarize it, stay behind it. There's a glass wall here that I have to stay behind as I turn while looking at the ball for the committing to the strike. So here we are. I'm going to address the ground next to the ball now as I do a full version. Rusty nail, here we are. Shoulder blades back and everything. Gently back, here we are. Now it's staying behind as I turn. You can feel the club wanting to drop. You can feel the right elbow coming close to the pocket. So again, when you stay in your angles, it's a wonderful game where things fall into place. Here we are. And I stay behind. Can you see that's an attack point, a release as I commit to the strike. So the whole body is such an important part of the swing, keeping your angles, keeping posture through impact. So, but it's uncomfortable. So many golfers will shy away from that because your body doesn't want to be in an uncomfortable position. Doing it slow motion, you appreciate the little things that fall into place. Here we are. Now I come down behind the wall. You can feel how you want to push off that instep to help propel the left hip out of the way. Right elbow comes to the side automatically. The right shoulder goes down as you feel like you're moving into my plumb bob position. So remember, the ball's a distraction as well as the club. Having the two together, that's the beauty of you trusting the move you make as a golfer. We're just going for strike. So as I address the ground next to the ball, let's make a full version of this quite slowly. Up we go. There's the rusty nail. My arms are here, opposite right chest, and down I go. Just think striking as I stay behind. You'll feel the hands automatically wanting to release and extend. Shoulders down, here we are. And there's that familiar discomfort as you hold that position that you felt when you did your variation or the plumb bob drill here, this move. That's uncomfortable. Been golfing 35 years, it's still uncomfortable for me. You have to stretch your body. Be aware of these discomforts because that's my interpretation of muscle memory. So don't be afraid if you're not a big practicer, it doesn't matter. I'm a big believer of playing good golf after understanding the fundamentals that you need to be in physically, along with the discomforts of those fundamentals. And then you can see how the arms and club kind of work with that to produce some good positions. And your goal is hitting that stationary ball. Nothing else matters. Ball turf, committed, striking. Thumbs up if you like the video. Like and subscribe. Please comment down below with any suggestions. And you take care. I'll see you soon.